Is anyone else struggling with the market today? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky here with Tactical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Thursday. And let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with the market. Let me share my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. Overall, NASDAQ market, it's pretty choppy. We opened up very bullish. We got rejected. I thought that we were a little bit too overbought based off of recent patterns. This was all caught during our live session. It was very easy to see that once it sold off, it was forming lower highs and lower lows, finally broke below the moving average. A lot of selling pressure followed, and then it found its support. If you look at the support that it found, I mean, it's nothing that we, other than pre-market is where it opened at, right? But other than that, I don't see any significance around 381.50, just that we continued to test that as a support. As of right now, it looks like the market is still trying to hold. It's trying to remain bullish. It's overbought enough that I don't want to jump into it because it's no longer a good deal, but it's bullish enough that you also don't want to jump into the inverse as I did with SQQQ, and I'm paying the price for it. So I've had an amazing 5 trading day green streak starting from, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday or Friday of last week, and I've been absolutely killing it, right? Not my average week, not my average day. Today, again, like we've always said before, one red trade is literally always around the corner, right? And today I just fought the direction. I did not reduce my position size when there's obvious signs of a resistance level. I mean, I even announced that, hey, we're approaching resistance to our LPP team, yet I didn't take action upon myself to reduce it. Locking in profits completely, that's one thing. But even reducing it remotely, it's just very unfortunate, and it's 100% my fault. Just like we've said so many times before, there's no such thing as a perfect trader. Our job is to try to show up to the best of our ability every single day. I have my good days, I have my bad days, and it looks like today I'm most likely going to end today in the red, so we'll have to follow up. But one of the things that I quickly want to talk about is that Meta went from being up 10% on the day, and it's been forming lower highs and lower lows. It is trying to establish a support level here, but it's already down to 5.91%, which is still green. But to anyone that's been wanting to trade this, I mean, direction is obviously against you. When looking at Microsoft, still getting rejected. When looking at Google is the only one that's been holding the ground. And again, hear me out on this. I think that these are overbought enough, and we're actually seeing the very start of it right now, that if it breaks below and it begins to sell off and we break below the moving average, if Google begins to sell off like this and then Amazon begins to follow, think about the gap up. This is what I wanted to talk about. When big tech that is worth a lot, right? Amazon, what's the market cap? 1.35 trillion. When we look at Apple, this is at 3 trillion. When we look at Google, this is at 1.68 trillion. These are overbought. They all gapped up, which is great. But if there's no signs of progress and then they begin to sell off, then again, that is a huge red flag, and this is why I took my initial position on SQQQ. There is no confirmation of this just yet. We're still holding above the moving average. It's just something that I wanted to point out and to see if it ends up paying off today. So I'll just have to follow up with today's later video. One of the things that I wanted to share with you is what economic reports were released today to cause so much, demand. I mean, there's the Meta earnings that obviously was released yesterday after the market opened, caused the market to go up. Initial claims and continuing claims, the number of people filing for unemployment for the first time coming in lower than expected. GDP advance estimate coming in at 2.4%. GDP deflator advance coming in at 2.2, which is less than what was expected. And then durable orders coming in at 4.7, absolutely beating expectation of 1%. Pending home sales coming in at an increase of 0.3%, which is exactly what was expected. So pending home sales, meaning properties that are currently under contract, are as expected. As of right now, and again, this is probably what the video is going to be revolved around, will the market sell off? Everything looks really, really good because we gapped up. But if you ask that simple question, other than the initial rally, we haven't made much progress. And when big tech is holding up here, but there's no progress, and then the selling pressure begins to follow, if this thing begins to sell off, if we have, NVIDIA begins to sell off, again, NVIDIA is also now in the T niche, right? By T, I mean trillion. It's also in the $1 trillion niche now. With Google being able to sell off, Microsoft being able to sell off, Meta forming lower lows and lower highs, Amazon beginning to sell off from its gap down, and then Apple beginning to sell off. Think about it. If all of this begins to sell off, what's going to happen to NASDAQ? It's going to bring down overall markets within. We're literally testing it right now. So we're testing previous support levels. We'll see if my plan, from filming this video, this is crazy. I'm actually catching it live right now. I want to wait. I don't want to be faked out again. I've been faked out too many times. We're testing our support range here at 381.50. If we break below this, then I can step on the gas on SQQQ. But as of right now, I want to respect the bulls, right? Anytime that I get ahead of myself, I always pay the price, right? And that's not a good thing. So I'm trying to be patient, trying to be selective. I wanted to share my ideas with you guys, and you guys let me know down in the comment section. But again, this is something that, again, we trade live with every single day right at market open. If you want to be able to see me trade live as soon as tomorrow, that is the second link in the description down below. And remember, if you have any questions, even before signing up, and or if you have questions as you're just getting started in the market, feel free to shoot me a direct message via Discord, and that's the first link in the description down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. That's the third link down in the description. And yes, I am using the Webull trading application, and that is that fifth link in the description down below. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I'll follow up with today's video. Will I end green? Will I end red? We'll see how the market ends up performing. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.